Here I am with Guy Fiero from the Gloucester High School Sailing Program.
How you doing?
Guy, today we're going to talk about a couple different things. We're going to talk about the high school season this year, and we're also going to talk about some initiatives that are coming up. Is that right?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So how did the sailing program do this year?
Well, our record was not stellar. We ended up 2-8. This is really the first year of the program that we were able to meet with all the teams in our league and really race and see what the competition was like. And a lot of the sailors in the Sail GHS are just learning this year. They just showed up this year. We're trying to teach them basic skills and then get them into a position where they can race, which is a challenge when you're going up against
Marblehead?
Well, we don't race Marblehead because they're not in our league.
Oh, okay.
We did happen to race Manchester Essex, because there's a requirement that you race one league above and one league below. We're North Division League B. So we raced Winthrop, Beverly, we raced Swampscott, Brookline, Boston Latin, and these teams vary.
Yeah.
Based on what their access is. For instance, Beverly was a brand new team through Sail Sailing, and so they were similar.
Yeah.
Whereas Winthrop has a public program in the summertime that feeds directly into their racing team.
But here's a question: does it cost the students anything to be a part of it?
It's free.
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 So this is an opportunity for. See, people think of sailing as like a rich man's sport, but this is something that get young adults into sailing at an early age.
I mean, that's one of the big draws of Sail GHS is that it is a free program offered to the high school. We're an official club at Gloucester High School, and anyone can come down 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, and at least get the basics of boating safety, if not actually get an opportunity to get in a boat during a race.
Are you a teacher?
I actually have my teaching credentials in art.
At Gloucester High?
I taught at Gloucester High for a year.
But basically, I guess the question I'm trying to get at is, is this volunteer work for you?
No, I am a paid coach.
Okay.
I'm the only part of the staff. We have several volunteers, but I'm the only part of the staff that's paid. All of it is through fundraising by Patty Page, our director.
Patty Page does an amazing job.
She puts a lot of effort into this.
Yeah.
And she doesn't earn a thing.
Yeah.
We are a non-profit organization.
Damon Cummings is another one that helps, right?
Every day.
Yeah.
He's a retired ex-professor from MIT, a physics professor, and has a tremendous amount of knowledge about racing and about. He's our race committee.
Yeah.
He did race committee at Eastern Point Yacht Club for like 2 decades.
Yeah.
So he knows everything.
But I know, like, I see him out, like, tending when there's a storm or something. He's always out with those boats, taking care of them and stuff like that. It's a labor of love for a lot of people, I imagine.
Yeah, and Damon will take care of any boat. Like, he's out there, like, if he sees a problem, he'll make sure it's okay. So It's really good to have him. Hillary Fry helps us out a great deal. Patty's there every day.
Yeah. So what are some of the basics that young adult that joins this program that they're going to learn?
Well, the first thing that we're going to learn is points of sail. So you're going to figure out how to read the wind. Hopefully we'll start with indicators like boats on a mooring, but then we end up teaching how to read the wind on the water, which is really important if you happen to be in a place where there is no indicators, no flags or
boats on moorings. Yeah.
So that's the first step. Points of sail is how does a sailboat sail upwind? How do you set your sails when you're going directly away from the wind? But then we start to move towards more advanced concepts of trimming your boat and trimming your sails and positioning your bodies for your speed. And then we go down starting sequences. Racing sailboats have a countdown, and the idea is to get to this, because we can't all start right at the starting line because we're drifting around. So the idea is to be as close to the starting line,
but not past it,
as fast as you can at the time that the final whistle blows.
That's very similar to seine boats. They're always jockeying, and they want to have forward momentum when they blow that whistle.
Yeah, and that's an art into itself. I mean, these are small, nimble boats, 420s. They're only about 13 feet long, and they weigh about 340 pounds. So we don't have long race courses, and so the races are quick, and so the start is very important. But you know, the more I get to work with the kids, the more advanced lessons we can perform, and that's the plan with the new advanced racing clinic that's being offered this summer.
Now that's separate from Sail GHS, but a lot of the same people, is that right?
It's kind of an offshoot of Sail GHS. We are charging for that program. It's a half day in the morning, and basically what I'm trying to do, and what Patty's trying to do, is get some program that feeds into the high school. Because right now we have a great public program through the YMCA, and they teach boating recreation, basic skills, knots, boating safety, but it's very rare that a person comes from that program and comes into the racing program at Gloucester High School, because there's a huge disconnect between the ages of, say, 10 and 12, where they really could be getting into these 420s and learning these advanced skills, but we are trying to bridge that gap with the advanced racing clinic, which is actually, more accurately, it should be called beginner to advanced racing clinic, because we're taking anyone who feels that they've outgrown the roads, and we're working kind of parallel to the Y program, with the idea that we're both performing a service, you know, getting them interested, getting them the skills they need, and then getting them competitive.
How often does that do you meet for this program?
It'll be 5 days a week.
Oh, really?
Yep.
So it's almost like camp.
It's
It's like
exactly
sailing camp.
Yeah, and it runs every week. And the way we're doing it, if you happen to miss a day or you can't make a day, you can make it up later in the summer. Provided you come on the same day, because it'll be a rolling curriculum where we just review these skills. I mean, part of it is capsizing. Learning how to capsize in one of these boats is an essential first skill.
I love seeing when they're out and they're doing those drills, and the kids are tumbling in the water, and they're getting up, and they're figuring it out, and they all look like they're having the best time. It's like, you know, it's fun to watch. So
the thing about capsizing is that most kids are afraid to capsize until they actually do it. Especially, and this is important, to do it under supervision with someone directing them every step of the way. Once they do it, then they realize that that's the worst thing that can happen, and it's not that bad. And it really does turn out to be something that they enjoy doing, especially on a day like today. If we were out in 420s, we'd be doing
you'd be having some fun out there.
But it's very important that they know they're familiar, because the fear can be kind of debilitating if you get in that situation by accident.
When is the program going to kick off?
It is starting next Monday.
Oh,
so
wow.
That's the 25th.
We got to get this out there then.
We do. And we have some people already signed up.
Where could you have a Facebook page? Where could people get information?
Yeah, there is a Sail GHS Facebook page, and we'll get something up on there about this program. So far, that has been primarily just for giving feedback to parents about races. But we're definitely will post the curriculum, and
the sooner you realize, the sooner you get me a flyer, the sooner it'll get on Good Morning Gloucester, right? So get that out, and we'll get people signed up. This is a great opportunity for kids to get on the water.
I think it is, and I think it's the beginning of something really interesting in Gloucester Harbor. What I figure we need to be able to compete with schools like Manchester and Marblehead is we need 8 years of being up and running, so that we can take an 8-year-old to 16 with all the skills that he needs in between. And then I think Gloucester's proven itself to be competitive in any sport that it puts its mind to. And I think we could be right up there with, I mean, Manchester went to the New England Championships. They scored a 6. If you win in your league, you play the rest of the leagues in your area, you go to New England, and then there's a national championship. So, there's lots of fun to be had. I really think until you've tried sailing, it's kind of hard to knock it. You know what I mean? These kids, no one gets it until you get into a boat. And that's why I think it's important that they have that opportunity in the fall for the recreational sailing, which is free. But if you've been sailing for a few years and you feel like you're ready for a challenge, definitely check out Sail GHS's Advanced Racing Clinic.
Well, thank you so much for coming. You're gonna take our boy Marty for a ride. You're gonna take some photos out on the boats. We'll post that, and the sooner you get us that information, we'll put it on the blog.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Guy.